Hi, this is Katie. Yes, my hair is curly today. Did you guys know that I naturally have like wavy-ish hair? And most of the time I straighten it. And a few years ago, I used to even like curl it with a curling iron. But lately I was like, I want to see what I can do if I just kind of like scrunch it, like it's 2003. And so I got some like curly products. What was it? Curl Talk from Not Your Mother's, that brand. And I just used those products today and like kind of scrunched my hair. How does it look? It feels very 2003. I didn't diffuse it or anything because I don't have a diffuser, and also because I want to see if I can like curl my hair without heat products. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of crunchy. Actually, I think I got all the crunches out now that I'm like doing this. But yeah, let me know how it looks. I don't know. I feel like it's 2003, but maybe that's coming back. Do we tell the what, Gen Z? Is that what they're called? Do we tell them that this is also coming back? Scrunched hair, crunchy hair from 2003? Anyway, let me know how it looks, but be nice. This is what my hair looks like today, so be nice. Anyway, okay, so in today's video, now that that long intro is over, what I want to talk about in today's video is some of the more weird or unique or secretive things that I do while I'm driving when I'm on like a really long road trip. I think it's pretty common to be like, oh, when you're on a road trip, you listen to music, you listen to podcasts, maybe you call one of your friends. And I just kind of want to tell you some of the other things that I do that might be a tiny bit more unique to me. I don't think there's anything like crazy on this list, but just some more unique things that I do. I'm kind of curious if you guys do any of these as well. If you are interested in this video, I really hope that you're subscribed and I hope that you keep watching. Okay, so I have a little list. There's only a couple things because, I mean, to be fair, most of the time I am listening to music. I do have a good playlist. It's called Emo-ish that I made myself. You guys know I'm an emo girl, like a mid-2000s emo girl. So like Bayside, Underoath, Sayassin, Paramore, even like Panic at the Disco and like Pierce the Veil and stuff like that. But I named it Emo-ish because there's a couple bands on there that I don't really think would classify as emo, but like they're around the same time. Anyway, I do listen to that playlist a lot. I'll have it linked. Can I do that? Can I link like an Apple Music playlist? I'll have it linked if you guys want to listen to it or see what's on it. So that's not weird, right? That's a normal thing. People make playlists, right? I actually don't listen to podcasts. I don't really like to listen to people talking on the radio. One of the things that I think might be a little bit more unique about what I do when I'm driving by myself on a long road trip is sometimes I will listen to the same song or same couple songs over and over and over and over and over. And that is something that's a little bit easier to do when I'm alone versus when I'm with someone else, because if I was with someone else, they might be like, girl, you better shut that music off or I'm going to slap you out of the car. Let me know if you're like this in the comments, because I think some people are these people and some people are not. I can get so obsessed with a song that I will listen to it on repeat for like 2 months and not get sick of it at all. Literally at all. Most of the summer, I had a playlist of 4 songs, all by the same artist, 4 songs that I just listened to on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. And sometimes I would really take one of those songs, just go on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. So sometimes that's like a perk of when I drive alone too, because I know that if I'm driving with other people, I still do it. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm driving, you will just get over it. But obviously you want to compromise when someone else is in the car, right? But when you're by yourself, you can listen to whatever you want. Perk of driving alone. But yeah, one of the more unique things is that I'm not just listening to podcasts and listening to all different music and making new playlists for every road trip I'm on. No, I'm generally listening to old music that I've heard 1,000 times, and sometimes one song or one album on repeat, on repeat. It is pretty rare that I will add a new album or new music to like my repertoire of what I listen to when I'm driving. It happens, but not generally more than like once a month or so. I think it's a personality trait that I have, that some things I can just kind of like the same with food. Sometimes I can have the same meal like every day for 3 weeks and be like, yes, it's my favorite meal ever. So basically I get obsessed with things and then want to listen to them or eat them or something all the time. So that's one of the things that's like a little, you know, that's why I said these are not like crazy weird things, but just a little bit more like, oh, okay, that might be something that not everyone does. But I'm sure some of these you guys do too. Let me know. Let me know. Number 2. Wait, I need a prop for this one. Number 2, come here, Bubba. Is that sometimes I will cuddle with my stuffed animals while I'm driving. You guys know I have a bunch of stuffed animals. I have a bunch. This one's not an animal, it's a pineapple. And then I have 3 more, but they are at my friend's house right now that I'm visiting. But I have these guys. When I'm driving, Sometimes I will literally drive with one of my stuffed animals just like in my lap, just cuddling. I drove pretty long the other day. I'll tell you about that in a different video, but I actually went on a road trip the other day and I had my stuffed animals just like sitting in the passenger seat, and Biscuit, this is not Biscuit, but I'm gonna use Bubba as an example of Biscuit, was just like over here in the passenger seat, like propped like this. So every once in a while I'll just look over at him. I love my stuffed animals. I love them. And so sometimes just when I'm driving, I hold them or they sit in my lap. You know, they help me drive, you know? They keep me safe. They help me drive. What is sticky on you? A Marshall's tag. That's not where you're from. You're from a gas station in Montana. You're not from Marshall's. Anyway, yeah. So sometimes I'll cuddle them when I'm driving or have them sit over there and stare at me. All right, the next one, speaking of animals, is when I'm driving. And if you guys don't do this, I know I'm saying that this is like a weird list, but if you guys don't do this one, I don't know if we can be friends. This next one on my list is that whenever I see animals like cows or horses or something, I always wave to them and say hi. Always. I'll say like, hi horsies, or hi bubbas, or hi cows, hi babies. Always. I have to. And I feel like if you don't wave to the animals outside, like what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you see a dog and you don't just like lose all of your attention from whatever you were doing and start staring at the dog. You know what I mean? Like that's what animals, they're supposed to take our attention. If I'm walking around and I see a dog, I'm always like, oh, dog, oh, a puppy. Oh, a dog in that car. Oh, a dog. It's so cute and so fluffy. Good boy, you know, always. And so when I'm driving and I see cows, usually it's cows, sometimes horses. Yesterday I saw mules. I always will say hi. Always. I have to. It's like a rule. But like, I don't like hold myself to it. It's literally just like part of who I am, actually. You know, it's not even a rule. It's part of who I am. I have to say hi to the animals. I have to. All right, the next one, some of you guys might say is weird. Some of you might say that this one's weird. I know this list so far, you guys might be like, Katie, these are just normal things. Stop being clickbait. I'm not clickbait, okay? I'm just trying to give you unique things, whatever. Anyway, the next one might be a little weird. I talk to myself out loud a lot. And you might be like, yeah, Katie, you're talking to yourself right now. Like, I get that. But sometimes when I'm driving, I talk to myself even when a camera is not on. And I will just have, not necessarily conversations with myself, like questions and answers, but I will give myself like psychological talks, like therapy talks. I'll just talk about things that are going on in my head that I'm trying to figure out, just like talk about them out loud. If you guys cannot tell, I can talk a lot. And I like to talk things out. I am like a verbal thinker sometimes. Sometimes obviously I can think in my head, right? Obviously, but sometimes it does help me when I talk out loud to a friend or to you guys or just to myself in the car. Sometimes I'll just talk out loud about whatever's in my mind. If I'm stressed about something, I'll just talk it out. So it's almost like a little personal self-therapy session sometimes. And honestly, I think it's pretty helpful. Also, on the same token, on the other side of the token, I don't know that saying. I don't think that I know that saying. On the same, can we look it up? On the same token? I don't think that's it. By the same token? What? In the same token? Oh goodness. In the same token, by the same token. I think it's by the same token. Anyway. You guys, I'm real hyper today. Real hyper today. You know, this is my personality sometimes, guys. Told you a few months ago I was going to be way more open and honest with you about certain things. This is my personality sometimes. I'm like super hyper sometimes. And no, I did not drink coffee. I don't have caffeine. I had herbal tea this morning. This is just my personality. Anyway, by the same token, I also sometimes will just kind of like plan things out. So sometimes I'll do like a personal therapy session, sometimes talk about what I'm stressed or anxious about or depressed about, and I'll just talk. But sometimes I'll also just kind of talk and or think and just like plan what's going on either that day or with my life or something like that. Yeah, that's just something that's actually pretty helpful for me, like talking out loud. Even if no one is there to listen, even if I'm the only one listening, it's actually pretty helpful for me. So just saying, I know it might sound a little weird to some of you guys to talk to yourself, but it helps me think sometimes. So when I'm alone in my car, sometimes that's what I do. Next is the exact opposite. Sometimes I will sit in complete silence. No music, no nothing. I'm not talking out loud. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just sitting in complete silence. Right now I'm in a parking lot, obviously, and I drove about a half hour to get here this morning. I did not listen to music or do anything. The only time there was any noise in my car was when I drove past some cows and I said hi to them. But yeah, sometimes literally I'm the exact opposite. I don't want loud music. I don't want to be singing along. I don't want to be planning out my day or talking about what I'm stressed about. Sometimes I really just want to sit in silence, which might surprise some of you guys because of how loud I am. But sometimes I just like to sit in silence and just like really pay attention to the road and like look at what's going on. Sometimes I guess I'm still thinking, but it's silent. And sometimes that is very, very nice. Sometimes that is like A+. And the last one is not weird at all, but I still wanted to have it on this list almost as like a suggestion. If you're maybe thinking of like, I want to do something new while I'm driving, and there aren't many options, right? Because you're driving, but just maybe as a suggestion or something, kind of again, along the same token, by the same token. Sometimes I'll pray. And sometimes I'll pray in my head. Sometimes I'll pray out loud. I don't think that's weird at all, though. I think that it's good to pray like all the time. I kind of like the idea of continuous prayer. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I really like the idea of doing that. You know, when you're walking around a store, just be praying, you know, or when you are watching TV, sometimes you can always just still pray about things, you know? And so I think driving is a really good time to pray, like really, really good, whether you do it silently or you say something out loud. That's my list. I just want to tell you guys some of the things that I'm doing while I'm driving that aren't just listening to music or doing something that might be a little bit more typical. And I don't know if these are going to give you any ideas, except if you're not already waving to cows and horses on the side of the road, you have to. Like, you have to. And once you start doing it, you'll understand why. It's like, oh, I'm connecting with them. Now they're all mine. Let me know in the comments anything that you do while you're driving that might be seen as like a little weird or a little different, or that you don't know anyone else who does it, you know? Because I don't think I do things that are like really abnormal, but just maybe things that not the typical person does. So I just wanted to give you this little list. And yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. I really hope that you're subscribed for other travel videos, lifestyle videos, personal videos. And I hope that you're following me on Instagram as well for more like daily type things. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Thanks again. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.